Hi everyone! I am going to go ahead and do my first makeup tutorial, and the only thing that I've done thus far is put on some photo finish by Smashbox and some mattifying lotion to my face. So currently I have nothing on my face, and what we're going to focus on today is doing a smoky eye, purple smoky eye, Disney collection, My Dark Magic. And I love this. It's very intense, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use this and still be able to do a day look. Sorry, I'm still trying to get the hang of this camera. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this. I am probably going to do this as a voiceover and just walk you from the beginning to the end of my look today, and I hope you enjoy. Take care. Alright guys, let's go ahead and start. I'm just combing down my bushy eyebrows, making them nice, smooth, and pretty for you. We're going to start with our Urban Decay Primer Potion. You guys know the routine, applying it lightly, dabbing it on, and blending it out, minimizing our creasing. Then I'm using my MAC, sorry I had lost it for a minute, my MAC Painterly Pot. Dabbing it on with a very thin brush, and again smoothing it out so everything applies nice and smooth. I tend to mix foundations. For this one I'm using the Revlon Photo Ready along with my Lancome Tint Idole. I believe that's how it's pronounced. It gives me the finish that I'm looking for. I tend to have very oily skin. Just applying this with a foundation brush. I believe that was by Estee Lauder. Then using my Smashbox kind of flathead brush to buff and blend. Getting out any lines, making it nice and smooth. Nothing new here. Then what I'm going to go ahead and do is cover up any spots that I don't like with my MAC concealer. Pretty thick. Works for me. Sorry, I see some issues with my trees again, so I'm going to go ahead and blend them out and start filling them in. I just use a brow filler. I use a powder by Estee Lauder, and then I'll go in with my NYX pencil and actually define my lines. I didn't do much of it here. I might do a separate tutorial on that, but it's nothing new. Good enough for me here, so we're going to go ahead and move forward. The next thing we're going to do is apply our NYX Jumbo Pencil in purple. I really enjoy these pencils. I know a lot of people do, but as always, we all know they tend to crease. Sorry about that, guys. It's late and I'm trying to do my voiceover. So I just make sure that I stay away from my crease when I'm applying these pencils on my eyelids. Now this, I'm using Swiss Chocolate for my middle color, blending it in, making sure that everything is nice, smooth, and even. Then what I tend to do, I have this bronzer that really didn't work for me by Makeup Forever, so I decided to use it as a nice transition color on my eyelids. I'm going to put that right between my Swiss Chocolate and what I'm going to be using as my highlight. And I'm using my 217 brush here to apply. Everything nice and smooth. So what I'm going to do, I'm reaching for my MAC palette. Sorry I didn't have it out before I recorded. And I'm going to use the Color Brulee. A lot of people use this as a highlighter, and it works well for me when I use strong colors. It kind of tones everything down. So again, just applying this as my highlighter, and then we're going to go ahead and blend again with my 217 brush. I believe I use a kind of flathead Lancome brush for the highlighting. Here we're using our MAC brush. It is a 239. To dab on the poison pen color that I'm using for my bottom eye area. And just dabbing it on, not really blending, just trying to make sure I pack the color up there. From there, I'm going to use the same brush, I believe that's by Coastal Scents, to go ahead and blend in the lines between the Swiss Chocolate and the poison pen. Again, definition is important and making sure those lines don't show. Making everything nice and smooth, making sure I like both sides here. So now, what we've been waiting for, I'm going to go ahead and use my Dark Magic to in my creases. Now right now I'm just using a pencil brush. I'm really not looking to blend, I'm looking to apply it and get the color in there like I want, and kind of blending it down so it's all nice and smooth. Again, not blending yet. And if for those who have the My Dark Magic, it comes with 2 colors of purple, and I'm using the smaller side for this particular look. Both of them are very pretty, and it does have some glitter in it, but it really doesn't show up too much. So here I'm using my 224 brush to actually blend all 3 of those colors in, the Poison Pen, the My Dark Magic, and with my Swiss Chocolate here. I'm dipping it very lightly. I wouldn't even say, guys, I'm hardly dipping it at all into My Dark Magic. But again, just using the color that's already there to kind of blend it out and make everything nice and smooth. So now what I'm going to do, my favorite brush, my 217, I'm going to go in again and make sure everything is looking smooth and the transition is working. I'm going to go ahead and use the Fluid Line by MAC to apply my liner here. I tend to start from corner to corner. It gives me a smooth line. Then I'm going to use the MAC Select for my concealer, dabbing it in lightly. Again, nothing new. Using, I believe that's a Coastal Scents brush, I'm using to apply some Bobbi Brown setting powder. I know you see that smoke. I probably used too much. But anyways, I love that powder and it really doesn't show. And then I'm going to use the Translucent Prep and Prime MAC. I don't use this every day, only when I have time, or if it's going to be a long day out, I'll use that to set it as well, because I do tend to crease sometimes if I don't. From here, I'm going to go ahead and use that same pointed brush that we initially applied the My Dark Magic with, and just put it very lightly on our lower lash line. Again, not applying a lot of color, guys, because it goes on very heavy. It's very pigmented. You don't need any more at this point to me. Again, just applying it, smoothing it out. Since I'm wearing this during the day, I'm going to go ahead and use my 217 brush, which still has that bronzer powder by Makeup Forever on it, to blend everything out. And it's beautiful, guys. It gives you a nice brown tone to that purple. So go ahead and grab your favorite eyeliner. I'm using Smolder by MAC. I'm going to blacken out my eyes, getting into my crevices, just gently tugging. I know people don't like to see that, but trust me, it's very gentle. And what I tend to do is a little trick that works for me. I'll use my, I guess that's your eyelash brush, to actually just hold those up a bit, and it allows me to really get in there to cover up any skin that I see. So here we're going to use my MAC Studio Fix Lash. Didn't show that. Everyone knows how to apply mascara. And then I'm going to use my Studio Fix to go ahead and buff everything out and to set my makeup. This is a sculpting powder by MAC, which I like to use for highlighting. I also use it for contouring. It goes on very well and it's very light. That brush I'm using for my contouring, it's by Coastal Scents, your angled brush, to go ahead and blend everything out, giving you definition in the areas where I want it, and just making sure that everything's blended, making my little 3 on each side. And I also typically, guys, go over it with a blending brush to make sure there's no harsh lines. Now I have a thing with my nose, so I tend to go ahead and use that sculpting powder, the contouring, with another brush to define my nose. Used to get joked by my sister, you know how we do, and I've just been always conscious of that. So hopefully I make it look a little smaller. Here I'm using Warm Soul. I love this color. It's a mineralized blush by MAC. Just applying this with a basic blush brush. I believe this one's by, again, Coastal Scents. I love a lot of their brushes. They work for me. So applying this lightly. It doesn't have a lot of shimmer, which I love because, again, I have oily skin, but it has enough that you know it's there. So I'm using this Solar Rich bronzing powder. I love this. It shows up well on my skin. Not too much, not too light. Another fat Coastal Scents brush. I'm just really dabbing this on, guys. This bronzing powder will probably last me forever because you don't need a lot to get the look that you want. Alright, I know it's been a while, so I'm telling you guys here, I'm almost done. So again, just making sure everything's nice and smooth, easy transitions. And then I'm using this Cutie Pie Cosmetics Sugar Scrub. One of my girlfriends gave this to me and I love it. It lasts forever and it tastes yum, yum, yum. It really gets all of the goop that's on your lips off, so you get an easy application when applying. And yes, it does taste good. Sorry if I irritated you with that. So I'm kind of licking it off here. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and use my Truth and Light MAC lip gloss to apply it. Again, my eyes are heavy. I want to keep everything else pretty nude, but still give me some color. And I'm done. I hope you enjoyed, guys. Take care.